In 3 days, Illinois will have about 190 new laws taking effect. Consider that. One of those 190 will require employers to expand their bereavement leave to workers, offering them more time to grieve.
Yeah, what was once the Child Bereavement Act becomes the Family Bereavement Act. It's going to be called FBLA for short. And here is what that new law does. Employers must provide leave time for pregnancy loss, failed adoptions or surrogacy agreements, or any other unsuccessful procedures impacting pregnancy or fertility. It must provide leave for loss of a family member, including spouses, domestic partners, siblings, grandparents, and step-parents. And employees are allowed up to 2 weeks or 10 working days of unpaid leave for any of these events. Now, employers can require documentation to approve that time off, but employees do not have to specify what the leave of absence is for.
So joining us live to talk about the importance to providing this time away is Dr. Sarah Thilges. She's the director of psychosocial oncology with Loyola Medicine. Dr. Thilges, thanks for being with us this Thursday morning.
Thank you.
So walk us through from where you sit why these amendments to the law is so important and so critical to get on the books.
Absolutely. It expands and legitimizes type of grief that people normally may have minimized. So often we think of grief as a reaction to a death, but grief is a reaction to a loss. So for example, with someone who's had a failed adoption, it could be the loss of an envisioned future where they had planned for this adoption in their life with this new infant or child, and to lose that is a death to that person. Also, for example, with the loss of a grandparent, at times people, when someone may be older or the loss may have been what we think of as expected, they may feel they don't have as much of a right to grieve as someone who lost someone younger or unexpected.
Well, if you're an employee who experienced something that qualifies for this leave, but you might think you don't need it, or maybe your work demands are big, you don't want to take that time, what would you say are some of the benefits of taking this time away?
Absolutely. I think that by carving out time for people to do some of the rituals associated with grief, to focus on yourself, or even if needed, the planning of results of this loss, it allows you time to do just that. You know, in many cultures or historically, we had easy ways to designate when someone was grieving. And that allowed people to be treated with compassion and respect, and they had different expectations about what they should be capable of doing versus this idea of just going back to normal the following Monday. And it really allows people to say it's okay to not be okay, and I need to care for myself now.
And what advice do you have for folks who might not like to drift outside the normal lane of asking their boss for time off? That can be kind of a stressful thing. What advice do you have on that front?
Absolutely. I would say you need to care for yourself. We know that when grief is not acknowledged or processed, that it can lead to what we call complicated grief, which is where the process of grieving is interrupted or hindered in some way. And that can ultimately make it even harder down the road. Not that we would expect your grief to be resolved in 10 days, but to give yourself that time is really vital to how you will process and integrate this loss into your overall well-being.
Okay, well, great things to think about as this new law comes on the books. And obviously, it's a tough topic, and it's even tougher when you're asking your employer, but it's nice to have that law there to protect us in those times. Dr. Sarah Thilges, thanks so much. She's with Loyola Medicine. Really appreciate you getting up for us this early this morning.
Thank you.